Hello goddesses, and welcome to another video. Today's video I wanted to talk about the goddess empowerment series, so pull a goddess card while you guys are on the film with me. So I'm just like randomly gonna shuffle them and see what goddess we're gonna talk about, and then I'm gonna take you guys on a little drive with me because I'm craving a coffee. So you guys are gonna come with me, and I have something in the car that I wanted to share with you guys. So yeah, let's go ahead and hop into today's video. I'm gonna go ahead and shuffle these, but while I do that, please don't forget to hit that notification button so you are notified every single time I drop a new video, along with that subscribe button so you can become a part of the goddess family. So I have my cards here. Now I already took out, like before this filming, like a while back actually, I already took out all of the cards of the goddesses that I've used already. And again, I lost the information pamphlet book that goes with the cards. So a lot of this, or literally all of it, is just intuitively being read off the card. And I'll explain how I do that in case you guys are ever interested in oracle cards and like the meanings behind them. But oracle has actually been around for centuries and centuries. I don't know if you guys have seen that movie 300. I love that movie because the Spartan men are just like, whew, super yummy. Anyways, the oracles are the ones that like predicted the future. So basically like psychics, I guess you could say. But before, they were never like looked at, I guess, as weird. They were more honored in certain cultures dating back, you know, centuries and centuries ago. I think a lot of people get freaked out whenever they see cards like this, but the card actually is literally just cardboard with an illustration on it. It's up to your intuitive knowing to really, I guess, read the energy that you're picking up from that card at that point in time. A lot of the times whenever people do readings, they do with cards because the card is a barrier. So the energy of the person that they're reading goes into the card and not into the psychic, the medium, whatever gifts that they have. And a lot of people don't realize that that is a lot of the reasons why tarot exists. It is actually a form of protection for the reader because energy can get transferred in so many different ways. Energy can get transferred by electronics, energy can get transferred by walking next to somebody, and of course, energy can get transferred by any type of human touch, communication, etc. That's why it's really important whenever you are going through any type of like spiritual awakening or transition in your life to have those moments of solitude and isolation, to be with your own energy, to understand what's yours and what's not yours, so you don't feel confused. I feel like we've all had days where it's like there's something weird in the air, like it's just I don't feel like myself, something's off. You are most likely picking up on the energy of the collective. So the collective is just like the mass amount of people that are either scared, nervous, anxiety ridden. I talked about that in my like yoga de-stressing video, where the energy of the collective started to weigh on me during quarantine, 2 months in, 2.5 months into quarantine. Like I could feel the energy of the world, like it just was so heavy and fearful. And if you don't know how to protect yourself, or if the numbers are against you, like the whole world literally feeling that at once, it can be a lot. So there is a way out of it, obviously, to understand your energy, to really invest in getting to know yourself and things that can help purify the energy in yourself. So that doesn't really cost money. There's so many great YouTubers who talk about just how to protect your energy on all types of levels, how to level up, how to tap into your personal power. Again, that is one of the main reasons of my channel, is just to help people regain their own identity, their personal power, and not stay in that box mentality, like that scripted, this is what everybody thinks is okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do it kind of a life, because that's not like your life. You're living for other people, which I've done for a long time, so I'm just telling you from experience, it's so much better when you break away from that. But with that being said, oracle is different than tarot, and you use them pretty much in the same way. It's all up to the person that is reading the card to really bring the message. Also, none of what anybody will say to you like energetically is ever set in stone. You are the master creator of your own life. Perception is literally everything. You are a reflection of your perception. You are a reflection of who you believe you are. So whenever you find yourself in really toxic relationships and people like subconsciously will feed on your insecurities, so like they know you're insecure about something and they'll kind of like feed it into you either in a joking way or just kind of bypass it and say things, that can really mess you up mentally because you're going to start to believe it after a while. That's why bullies have those tactics. That's why narcissists have those tactics. That's why certain people who want to bring you down will smile in your face but then give you backhanded compliments. It's to bring you down and get in your head. But to stay in your power is to really know who you are, like who you are. Like affirm it, like really affirm it and say, no, that's not me. Who I am is this. And after a while, it's gonna just be like, there's nobody can tell you anything else. Like no one can convince you otherwise because you know who you are. And that is one of the most powerful things that you can ever do. If anybody ever tries to like give you, I guess like the stink eye or the evil eye, like you can only accept it if you believe in it. So what you put your beliefs into is actually gonna form your reality because it's your perception. You're accepting to believe it. So whenever I feel negativity from anybody and I don't want it, I don't accept it. I'm like, okay, that's cool, and you go on about your day. Like the more you let it drain you, the more it will literally get to you. And when it doesn't affect you, it always just reflects back to that person's own perception and reality. One of the reasons that I'm so drawn to talk about this, because there is a lot of shifts in the world and a lot of people are more accepting to the reality that life is going to be different. And it can be great, it can be amazing if you allow it to be. And you can be brought down to like lower energies really easy the minute that you stop believing in all that you are. So that book, that I Am All That I Am, or just like positive affirmations, or even like Tony Robbins, believing in who you are, like stop overthinking it, like you know who you are. Every motivational speaker you ever could think of always talks about the power of believing in yourself, like literally the power of believing in yourself. That is your perception. Very much like the spiritual community, people don't label it as that because people think spiritual community is crazy. They think it's a bunch of just like craziness. But there's so many similar concepts, ideas that really happen. Like manifestation is a spiritual practice. Any spiritual person will tell you that that's been something that's been around for centuries, just like the oracles, how people, elevate in the world. But this is information that was meant to feel and sound crazy or bad so people wouldn't step into who they're supposed to be, like themselves, like step into their power. So in order to step into your power, you can't be afraid to tap into who you're being called to be. Does that make sense to anybody? I hope it does. But with that being said, the more that I reflect and the more that I see signs, signals, I am like, okay, like, is this crazy? Like, there's some times where things will happen to me and I'm like, this isn't normal. Like, this is crazy. Like, this is like, I can't say anything else but like divinely guided. And when anybody says it's divinely guided, it's because like your angels, your guides, your higher self, God, like the universe, whatever you want to label it, like is intervening. Like they are helping you in mysterious ways. A lot of people say that they pray for something and mysteriously things will happen. They're affirming in that belief system in that moment in time that it is what is going to happen. Like I'm praying for this because I know in my hearts of hearts that this is an outcome that is meant for me because I'm a good person deep down, like because of this. And prayers work when your energy is coming from not like scarcity, sad, crying, lower dense energies. It works when you affirm, when you have that like knowing, that soul power, like that, like I know that this can happen. Like I know my prayer is going to work. When you have that knowing, that is when your prayer works. Think about any time your prayers work and when your prayers didn't work, that is why. That energy that you keep inside is literally your magnet that draws everything else in the world to you. So the more you are in tune with yourself, the more you can tune things that you want in. Now, not everybody wants the same things, not everybody wants material wealth. Some people just want to be happy. Like, some people just want to feel love. And I'm gonna tell you from personal experience, I used to be that person. The love that you seek is always already with you. Stop giving it to everybody else. Like, stop giving it to everybody else. You give it out because you want it back. It's never gonna come back. And if it does, it's never gonna be the way you want it, because that love was meant for you. So you're just giving away your stuff for free. Like, literally, you're just having people come into your house, take whatever they want, and if they pay you, cool. If not, whatever. You just don't care. They're like, with their dirty shoes, running around on your nice carpet. Like, is that what you want? No. So let's go ahead and tap into today's goddess. That rant. I don't know why, but that felt like it needed to be said. So I'm tapping the cards. That's something that I just learned recently. It just clears the energy of the cards. So the energy that was there last time, so like if I hadn't like touched these in a month, which I think it's been like 2 weeks, the energy from 2 weeks is still like lingering in here. Obviously there's been a huge shift in the last 2 weeks, so I'm just clearing out the energy like that. That works on so many other levels. So if you feel stagnant, I'm going on a rant again. If you feel stagnant in your home, in your space, you feel like just like a weird energy and you don't know where it's coming from, like clap, move your body, movement. Anytime you shift the energy, the vibration, you get out of that space. That's why they say dancing is so good, because it uplifts you. Yes, it does, but you're just moving energy. Like, you are energy. You, my friends, are energy. Like, we know this. Like, put your hand under a lamp. Like, you know what I mean? You're gonna see that you're not like a solid foundation. Yes, you are, but we're built up of all these atoms, and we're energy. We are literally energy. So in order to get yourself from one state of mind to the other state of mind, move your energy. Because when you start to move your energy, you're gonna move your perception, you're gonna move your reality. Even if you just have to like clap, even if you have to yell, even if you have to like do whatever, move the energy. That's step one to get out of like a funk. I don't know why I felt like I needed to say that. I felt like I needed to say that, maybe for like anybody who might be watching. And so then what you do with the cards, and this is something that is crazy, like basically I'll just say whatever card needs to come out, like just come out. Like, I don't put a lot of thought into anything I do. Sounds really bad, but the reason I don't put a lot of thought into it and it comes out organically is, one, trust. You have to trust yourself. You have to trust who you are, like your decisions that you make. So trust yourself. That is something that's very, very powerful, and a lot of people don't talk about. But imagine, you know, you're a business owner and you don't trust yourself, so you can't make decisions, right? Like, nobody's gonna take you seriously. Like, no one is gonna take you seriously because you don't even take you seriously. Like, you don't take you seriously. If you took yourself seriously, you would have, like, no shadow of a doubt, like, my answer is right because it's right, and it's right for right now. And if it needs to change later, that's fine, but this is the answer. Like, you don't overthink it. And you trust yourself. Like, you literally trust yourself. That is a skill that a lot of us like really need to embrace, and that's something that I've started to embrace more in myself. If you guys watch that video, you guys know I'm like a chronic overthinker, but I'm learning to trust myself. That can also be interpreted as intuition. That's just like following your gut feeling. We all have it. Males, females, we all have it. So trust yourself. Step 2, so trust yourself. These cards are like, nothing's flying out. So basically, whatever, if I feel the need, like, okay, stop there, then I'll stop there. Sometimes a card will like kind of just fly out of the pile, and then that would be like, okay, an indication, like, that's the card. And that's how it works. Like, literally there's something else to it, and you look at the card. A lot of like oracle decks have books that come with it, and you can just read off like the description that was meant for that card, like the intention that was put behind that card when that card was being made. A lot of people who have that intuitive gift don't use the book. They can use the book for a reference, just to like, I guess, double check or whatever, but you have to like read the energy, because things can have multiple meanings. Even language, like, think about it, like 2 and 2, like, it sounds exactly the same, but they are different, right? They have different meanings. So there's so many things in life that have different meanings. So you have to go based off your intuition and trust in yourself to understand really what that means, and also have some knowledge. Like, you don't have to be like an expert to understand the difference between 2 and 2. You just have to have some know-how, so some common knowledge and, you know, intuition and trust that the information you're hearing from that sentence is the right information. So literally tapping into your own personal power works the same way. You have to have some know-how of yourself, of your surrounding, of your perception, of the perception and reality that you want to live in, and then trusting yourself, and then pursuing forward that every decision you make is the right decision for that time. Woo! Spider-Woman co-creation. Co-create with the universe. Literally, like, you have the keys to start something new. You have everything that you ever needed and more within you. What I mean by that is your perception, right? So you might be somebody who's searching for something outside of themselves, and the whole time you had everything you needed and more within yourself. Get comfortable with not holding on to things, because nothing and no one is ever promised every single day to you. Like, they have their own journeys, their own paths, their own purposes. Eventually, that new car that you just spent like your whole life savings on, an accident the next day and it's completely gone. You can't even do anything about it. So, I mean, what do? You keep going. Like, you keep going. You didn't need it. You didn't need it. Sometimes too, there's something even better out there for you. Like, have you ever gotten in an accident and then you get a better car out of it? Like, you're like, what? Like, I didn't even know that I could even like manifest this. And it's something that sometimes, you know, the world works in mysterious ways. Maybe you were subconsciously manifesting it, you didn't even realize it. Or maybe it was just a gift from the divine to remind you of who you are and your power, and that sometimes you just need to have a little bit more trust. So yeah. I am gonna stop rambling because I feel like I talked a lot this evening. Anyways, let's go ahead and go to Starbucks. Okay, so I'm back. I ended up going to Dutch Bros because Starbucks was closed by the time I was done filming, but I wanted to show you guys a picture. I have it here. We're going to bring it up on the screens because it's like not gonna show, yeah, with the reflection. But I was thinking, I'm like, let me just do a whole video about auras and how they change, why they change, what an aura is, what it symbolizes, how you can get it read. And then I'll share both of my recent ones because I have other pictures. So I have one from a year and a half ago, and then I have one from 3 months ago when I was in Sedona, and I have the footage of the reading. And then I have this one that I just got about, I'd say a week ago. So I want to show you guys how they change, why they change, everything about auras. So the next video, more spiritual based video, is going to be all about auras. So look out for that. I hope you guys are enjoying all of the Vlogmas series, and I hope you're also gaining knowledge along the way. I love you. Till next time.